People deluded, I'm back again. Now, for those of you that was talking about audio issues, obviously I bought a new mic. I hope you can hear me. Please let me know if it's better or worse, because I don't know about no one else, but I'm not rich. I'll take back my money if it's clearly a different error that I'm working with in terms of the issues. But Liverpool just beat us 5-1. Now, what could I say, people? We got pumped. We got pumped. We knew the pumpage was coming. I called in my preview for bravery and all of these things. Obviously, it wasn't shown. Obviously, we haven't won at Anfield in 5 games or even over that, and we didn't get in any luck today. And yeah, we know we need to get back to winning ways. United are catching us below us. Chelsea, obviously, we took advantage of us already dropping points. It already looks like top 4 is a myth. So we need to win, or we need to get a point, or we just need to show some sort of character. Yes, there's several injury issues and question marks over players' fitnesses and futures, but we need to win. Going into the game, side note, I did warn you about midfield runners. I did say Klopp should probably start Shaqiri, and you saw that. Yeah, I don't know for anyone, but I would have accepted the defeat today. But I just wanted to see bravery, and it being a case of us losing to this Liverpool side that's been in great form defensively and offensively. But cheap errors ultimately cost us, and especially the experienced individuals at this side that have played numerous occasions for their country and numerous club appearances respectively throughout their career. Simply need to have a long, hard look at themselves, because the two young lads in Maitland-Niles and Iwobi arguably the best players on the pitch from an Arsenal standpoint. Literally the first minute you could see what Liverpool were on. I told you, you could see it. We know they've got some great attackers, but their use of, or better yet, how they exploit wide areas is a great ability of that side. How their fullbacks get forward. Robertson, very early on, it couldn't have been the first or second minute. He gets in behind, he whips a lovely ball in, and nobody is following it, and it's a sign of things to come. Liverpool are clearly claim to press us high, like you saw again with their fullbacks and all Salah and their attackers. Salah was playing through the middle versus on the right hand side, and they did it well. They discouraged us from playing out of the back. The fans, Anfield, really played a part in it and was the 12th man, and I do think to a degree our players were nervous because of that. We were getting caught in possession. We couldn't play out the back with Leno. That being said, when Leno did realise, or the players realised that if we're going to play out from the back, what our manager tells us, we're going to get in trouble, so we need to have balance. Let's hit long... Apologies for that, people. Let's hit long balls forward. And you saw it looked on with Leno's ball into the channel of Iwobi on Trent Arnold. Trent Arnold did very well going forward down his hand side, but that looked like where we were going to score from, in my opinion. That and probably set pieces, because I think throughout the whole first half, we had 2 good set pieces that were both marked for offside, but they looked like good... worked routine, so I thought that's where it was going to come from. I did feel Liverpool, they were superb today. They won 5-1, there's no way around it, but I feel on another day, if we took our chances, we could have got something out the game, or a better side if they play against if they let some of them chances with Fabinho, Ronaldo, I think Lovren, for example, they got caught. If they do that against City, City might take advantage of them, and they're in a good position in terms of possibly winning the league title over reigning champion City. Yeah, clearly the game, from an Arsenal's point of view, I'd say the game plan, I did think, why I tweeted, I don't understand the game plan for Munir in the sense that it constantly changes. Obviously, I get that clearly we're trying to create 2v1 situations and exploit their fullbacks, or the space their fullbacks leaving behind because they go forward. Clearly, we're trying to hit them on the break. Clearly, Ramsey is helping press with Aubameyang and several other things. But I couldn't understand what the midfielders were supposed to do today, people. I really couldn't. I'm not excusing them, they were poor, but it's just we looked cowardly. For the man, I keep saying this, for the man in possession, once you receive the ball, it must be great playing for Liverpool City, because them players there want the ball. It didn't look like anybody really fancied it. And I felt, although Liverpool were good and they looked up for it, and definitely looked up for it more than us, I did feel we were flattering them a bit, because like I said, there was opportunities. Obviously, we took the lead, and you thought, alright, cool, this might be one of them days where no fan gives us a snowball's chance in hell, myself included, and we run off with a decent win to start 2019. I was thinking that, I was sitting down like mad when I saw Maitland-Niles. Great work from Iwobi, and I think Ramsey down that flank. Like I said, it looked like a goal was going to come from there with anything with Arsenal. Great work down that flank with Iwobi and Ramsey. Iwobi eventually squares it. The only criticism you could say is that Liverpool probably, on the balance of things, should be upset they never got a clean sheet. I think it's Robertson or whoever. He's not. No one's aware of Maitland-Niles, and someone that doesn't score too much, and he's been getting in them positions in recent weeks, gets a goal, and it's lovely for the lad. Like I said, him and Iwobi working down the flanks. That's looking like where it's coming from, but we're looking nervous as well. The goal we conceded. If I could again, I can't like we conceded so many goals, people. I can't even remember. I can't even remember them. But if I remember rightly, the goal where they scored, where they equalised, is Firmino. I recorded it and brought it back. Check my tweets. For me, Firmino starts that goal in his own half. He's essentially receives it off one of his centre halves. He receives it off them. It's probably the one time we're guilty of not pressing, because I think Ramsey and Iwobi did not Ramsey and Iwobi. Ramsey and Aubameyang did very well to press Lovren in the back four in the lead up to us taking the lead. But yeah, like Firmino picks it up off his own centre halves essentially, and he starts the goal. I will say this: obviously the defence is the defence. I don't know what Lichtsteiner and all of these players are doing, all at 6s and 7s. You saw it for yourself. But I will say Torreira didn't have the best of games today. I love the lad. It is what it is. He was overdue a bad game. He's still a bad boy footballer. But for, he's meant to. Again, I'm not pinpointing him, but him out of everyone I was looking at, please see this run, because you could see it. He starts the goal from his own half, people. He plays about 2 passes. He plays it to Trent, and I think he plays it to Salah. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Obviously, there was a bit of luck eventually for it to trickle into him. But Firmino scores, and typically, like you saw with issues with Southampton not winning, Palace not being able to score, Wolves certain things, Lashida with Brighton not being able to score. Firmino is a good player. He hasn't been scoring frequently or freely of late. Definitely at Anfield. Gets a goal. And from an Arsenal standpoint, it did feel a bit to a degree like the game at United, in the sense that it did feel like there was more goals in this game for both sides. It felt like we were going to let in sloppy goals. Obviously, we knew we could see goals here, but it did feel like there was more goals for us in the game, essentially. So then we shot ourselves in the foot, essentially, to be honest, before it got going. If I remember correctly, obviously we'll go into a bit more detail on the tactical vid either now or tomorrow when I do it, but Torreira's caught in possession. Firmino obviously just they counter us, they take advantage of that, and it's 2-0. Our heads are starting to drop at this moment in time. It becomes 3-1 because again we're failing to clear our lines. Lichtsteiner again is playing people on side. We've actually did very well to clear the initial threat. I think it was a corner, forgive me if I'm wrong. Robertson gets the ball, one touch, 2 touch, he sees it. All of their goals came from wide positions. They actually started off on their right hand side, our left. He then hits a crossfield pass. Eventually the goal ends up in the back of the net and it's 3-1, and that's an important goal. At 2-1 it's important because obviously if they get 3-1 it's momentum, heads are starting to drop to a degree, and you're thinking, alright, cool, calm it down, it's 3-1, let's try and get into half time like this, loss prevention. And this probably comes down to game management from the players. Obviously the manager can only say so much. You've got to manage your temperament, because I saw people losing heads, I saw people shouting at each other, and I saw players sinking into their shirts and getting scared. Games like this against top sides, obviously it's about tactics and technical ability, but it's about your emotions. If you don't believe you can do this thing, you shouldn't really be out there. They scored a 4th. Obviously I think it was a penalty, forgive me if I'm wrong, but eventually eventually it ends up in that opportunity. Socrates, I don't know what he's doing on Salah. Side note, it's a lovely kick out from Alisson, and I felt some of Leno's passes were good today, but Alisson, creme de la creme player, man, and I'm really jealous of Liverpool in several positions, and obviously for their league position. But obviously we bring the man down, and we've shot ourselves in the foot more so than we have. Obviously I think it's Salah who took this pen, Firmino took the other one. It's 4-1 and it's game done. And considering we took the lead, there's just so much wrong at this point. I mean, there's no bravery, especially for the man in possession. Aubameyang is being starved. Like, he had a poor game, but there's not much you can do as a striker. I feel Iwobi and Maitland-Niles are the only bright sparks. And what does that say about some of their more experienced individuals? Cheap, experienced teammates, individuals. Just cheap defensive errors have shot ourselves in the foot. We can sit here and say if we took our chances, it would be a different game. Clearly it would. If we scored more goals, it wouldn't be the same scoreline. But we have to shoot ourselves in the foot. I have a lot of question marks over, and I believe in Unai Emery, but as the games go on, I'm not really seeing a clear way of playing. Like, I saw a game plan today. Obviously, you then saw Maitland-Niles had a bit of a specialist role in that he was getting forward, but also at times it looked like they were becoming a back 5. But why I have to get Unai Emery is because obviously they need to adapt to his ideas, but surely what are you lot doing in training? The players are clearly duds, and I'm not excusing the players, but in regards to Unai Emery, if we're playing with 5 at the back, it looks like our players are just happy to be in position. They don't understand, if you're going to defend, being in shape is just one half of it. You need to look over your shoulder. Failure to look over the shoulder in several incidences, playing people on side, is what hurt us. And for someone that's allegedly on this video analysis thing, if he's doing it, then oh, don't drop. If he's doing it, people, then fair enough. But I'm not really seeing it. And I did see us chopping and changing. Like, I'm not saying I didn't see a game plan. I liked how initially we was pressing with Ramsey and Aubameyang, how we was trying to exploit wide positions. But it's just we need a bit more bravery. I felt we needed a bit more bravery ultimately. Obviously, second half comes now. In fact, where's my? Let me do this thing properly. Where's my notes? Yeah, second half. I said I felt there was more goals in this game. Yeah, I felt there was more goals in this game, and you could say disappointed that they only scored one. Obviously, Cole, I don't know what he's doing, and for the penalty that he's conceded, it is a penalty. He's pushing people. I don't know what's going on there. We can't. You see Kane dive. You see Son dive. You even see Salah dive. You can't really not highlight stupidness. I see Cola dive today. I saw him push obviously my man for the penalty that led to obviously Firmino grabbing his hat trick. It's ridiculous. Like complete headless chickens out there today, really and truly. Like complete headless chickens. For me personally, I can't speak for anyone, but I actually accepted losing like this. Obviously, it hurts to say that, but I accepted losing like that. I just wanted to see a better performance, quite frankly, and it wasn't really there. It's a weird game because if you're Liverpool, you feel you played amazing. You shipped 5 goals against a top 6 side. What more could you want? But you look at it, you think probably gifted. Those are definitely incidents with Lovren, Fabinho, Wijnaldum at times, gifting away possession which Arsenal could have taken advantage, and obviously not the clean sheet. Going into the City game next week, they probably just about thinking about that or something to fix up on, and they didn't keep a clean sheet. But Cola, I don't know what Cola was doing today. A lot of people said he's improved. He's in good form. I like Cola. I'm going to say it again. Going forward, he is one of the best fullbacks in the Premier League, left-hand-sided fullbacks. The problem is, I know modern-day fullbacks have to go forward, and in a system like this, he is essentially a winger. The problem is, no matter how much football develops, you've got to be able to defend, and he's arguably one of the Premier League's worst fullbacks defensively, and it hurts me to say that, 'cause I like him. He's never in position, like you saw against Brighton. He's rarely in position defensively, and he concedes a lot of fouls, and he was quite terrible today, man. I mean, Lichtstein, I'm not excusing him. Another one who's meant to be experienced. Our centre half, Socrates, and to be fair, Mustafi was quite bad today, but he weren't the worst in the bunch, so we won't really speak on him. Yeah, Torreira, he had a bad game, but what could I say? He was due one. You can't expect him to be at it all the time, and yeah. I just felt we needed a bit more bravery today, and we can sit here and say several why this happened. This player didn't start, that player's not in the squad, this, that, and the other. If there wasn't defensive errors, if Une set up different ways, no one man is at fault today. Neither the manager nor the players. We're all in this together, and it was ultimately poor. We just have to hold our hands up, and the good thing is we don't go to Anfield till next year. That's the only good thing. Like I said, credit to Liverpool, man. What can I say? They did what they needed to do. They took their chances and we didn't. And you could say that's the difference between a manager who's had time to implement his team. You could say it's the difference between galvanised players or players that understand tactics. Or you could say that's the difference between buying better quality players. Because no disrespect to our players, some players that were falling into goal scoring positions, it's never going to happen for them. All we can do is hold our hands up, man. There's not much you can do. You can sit here and cry and moan about it, of course, like, but it is what it is at this moment in time. I can only say, I know I'm not watching Match of the Day, people, sadly. I know I'm not watching Match of the Day, and just on a side note, Van Dijk is a madness, man. Virgil van Dijk, quality today. I feel Shaqiri, he won't get the headlines. Obviously, Firmino scored, Mane got a goal, and Salah scored and that as well, but I felt Shaqiri, a lot of good runs today for his teammates to take advantage of or exploit, but it is what it is, man. It is. Yeah, man, I just felt ultimately we could have been braver. That's the one thing I'd attribute to Unai Emery. I blame the players way before I blame Unai Emery for today, but I just felt we could have set out in a bit more of a braver approach in how we was doing it, or we could have probably encouraged a bit more bravery, because our players did look extremely nervous. Some players looked like they didn't want it. Some players still look like they can't hack pressure. I mean, we can sit here and say Uno needs his own players, he needs this, he needs that, and a lot of that's true. He does need his own players, but at the end of the day, your players are existing players. Coaching is coaching, and again, it's his first year. It takes years to implement something, but as we're getting on, he has had this job since before August or whatever, early in the summer. I'm still not seeing certain things that I would have liked to have seen. Now, I dare I say it's better than we thought it would be, obviously, because we've been undefeated and stuff, but yeah, I'm still not really seeing how we're playing. I'm still not seeing any fluidity. So they're the things I'd look at with him. But like I said at the beginning, these defenders need to have a long, hard look at themselves. Especially, I don't want to name drop, but Lichtsteiner and all of these players, because they're extremely experienced individuals. Maitland-Niles, I don't want to sit here and say he was superb because no one was superb today, but just in the topic of bravery, of application, of just damn right trying, him and Iwobi are there. Iwobi standards drops in the second half. I feel Ramsey, I'm not saying Ramsey was poor, but I've seen a lot of people saying Ramsey playing terrible. I don't necessarily think that. What can we say, man? We didn't take our chances, and the Premier League, you learn harsh lessons, to be honest, man. We really need to look at how we're implementing a way of playing, because at least from now to the end of the season, you can't see us being a team that can defensively shut out teams. And I do think there's a difference between stability and negativity, but like I said, Arsenal 1, Liverpool 5, Liverpool 5, Arsenal 1. People, DG, I'm out. We got slapped, man. It's off the drum, my sorrows, man. DG, I'm out.